Well, Stephen Miller's a senior policy advisor for the Trump team, and he's back with us today. Stephen, welcome back to America's News. And let's go through this one by one. You were in Colorado on Friday and Saturday. What was so wrong about the Colorado system?
Well, the most wrong thing about it, of course, is that Colorado canceled their election, so there wasn't even a vote of the actual residents of Colorado. You have soldiers, men and women, who fought from Colorado, who fought in Iraq so they could vote. Remember the purple fingers? Those same soldiers in Colorado couldn't vote in their own presidential contest. But I also saw firsthand Trump delegates missing from ballots, numbers on ballots that didn't correspond with names, Cruz delegates that were double counted. I had people coming up to me saying I was a delegate, I couldn't get on the ballot, or I couldn't get credentialed to get into the convention and vote. All of this chaos, which conveniently redounded to the benefit of Ted Cruz.
You saw ballots that had incorrect names on it. Is that what you're saying?
Yes.
Did you take a picture of that?
Our campaign already tweeted out a photo of the, or I'm not sure if it was our campaign or it was, I think it was a news agency that tweeted it out, of a ballot that had, for instance, a Cruz delegate that was counted twice, and that was just one of many irregularities. And I was at convention meetings where they were saying, well, you know, these names aren't on the ballot, so get out your pencils and try and write these names in, and then this number doesn't correspond correctly to that. And again, all this chaos, which conventionally redounded to the benefit of Ted Cruz. But the bigger picture point here is that there was no election in Colorado.
Before you go there,
yes.
And we can argue whether it was not the most democratic way or not, the Trump team knew what Colorado was doing just as much as the Kasich team knew about it, just as much as the Cruz team did. I mean, you knew how they changed the rules, and if you want to compete in that state, well, you have to get there. And based on everything I'm reading, the Cruz team did get there, Steve.
Well, to me, that's one of the big media myths that I'd like to bust today. Cruz isn't winning more delegates because of a superior organization. Cruz is winning more delegates because of inferior ideas. In other words, Trump is challenging 40 years of failed orthodoxy on trade and immigration. So he threatens established interests. Cruz doesn't. Cruz is with the donor class on trade and immigration. 3 in 4 delegates are chosen by the party. So they're going to tend to favor Ted Cruz. That's a reality. Are we going to fight for every delegate? Of course we are. But Cruz isn't winning the delegates because of superior organization. Cruz performs better with party insiders. Trump performs better with voters. Cruz has only won in the entire country 2 primaries outside his home region. He won Texas, Oklahoma in his home region, and only 2 other primaries. Only 3 primaries outside his home state. Cruz doesn't win with voters. Cruz wins with insiders.
Your team accused Cruz of Gestapo tactics. Why use that phrase? Where's that come from?
Well, I mean, you'd have to ask Paul specifically why he used that exact phrase, but I've understood it to be a term of art that people have used. But what we're talking about, again, is whether it be the Ben Carson incident at the very beginning of this campaign, whether it be getting secret arrangements with delegates who are supposed to represent voters to switch to Cruz at the convention, whether it be, again, what I described in Colorado. You have all of these strange happenings which all benefit Ted Cruz. And all I'm saying is, if I were Senator Cruz, I wouldn't be crowing about winning a voterless election. I would be demanding, if I want to be seen as a man of the people, I'd be demanding a vote in Colorado so that soldier who fought overseas can vote in their own state.
And there is one way to take care of all of this, and that's to get to 1237 and to do it by June 7th. Will you?
We certainly expect to, and fortunately for us and unfortunately for Cruz, we have states coming up that do in fact have votes and where people actually get to the polls and cast ballots, something that they couldn't do in Colorado. And we are going to perform extremely well in New York and Pennsylvania, in part because of our strong stance on trade. Cruz, as you know, has sided repeatedly with China on currency manipulation. We've wanted to crack down on currency manipulation. That's going to be a huge issue in New York and Pennsylvania.
I did not hear a guarantee, so there's a little fudge room, right? I mean, you don't know if the numbers are going to add up, right? As we stand today, it's going to be real close.
But we expect to get to 1237, and we think we're on track to do exactly that.
All right, Stephen Miller, thanks. We'll talk again real soon. Thanks for coming back today.